Welcome to MarcusG.tv. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. I'm a chef on a mission. Today's mission is cancer. This may be one of the most important things you've ever heard about cancer. I hope to keep this short, but if it's not short, it's vital information that you might want to listen to if you know somebody that has cancer or if you are concerned about cancer yourself. So, want to make a disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional. I am somebody who is deeply concerned about my health and the health of my family. I do a lot of research, I do a lot of reading on medical doctors that have successful practices on many different things, including cancer. I'm fascinated by the alternative medical or alternative health world. And when I was 28 years old, I reversed 5 medical conditions myself that my doctor told me he couldn't help me with, including my asthma, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. I was a mess. I wanted to operate on my trachea because my acid reflux was so bad. The medication wasn't working. My doctor just didn't have any answers. So I began researching, and I found doctors that did have answers. I found doctors that did have books, successful practices, and I started really diving in depth with what they were doing. So now here is my research findings on cancer. There's a lot of doctors, mainstream doctors and alternative doctors, that claim that cannabis is a fungus. That is like a fungus, yes, sort of like a mushroom. A mushroom's a fungus, right? So I want to explain the similarities between a mushroom out in the wild and how a mushroom grows and how cancer grows. So mushrooms, first of all mushrooms, 100% of mushrooms are toxic. Even the mushrooms you buy in the grocery store, those white mushrooms, those institutional mushrooms, cremini mushrooms, portobellos, oysters, shiitakes, they're all 100%, they're toxic. The thing is, most of those mushrooms don't have enough toxicity to make you sick. Certain mushrooms will make you very sick, and certain mushrooms will kill you. That's why a lot of people are very scared and worried when people go forage for mushrooms. Now, I'm a mushroom forager. I know what to look for on certain mushrooms. I don't experiment. I stay with the ones that I know, and I've had a ton of success with those. I just recently picked 120 pounds of maitake mushrooms here in New York. Those are the hen of the woods, the famous mushroom from northern Japan, the maitake. So, here's the main purpose of a mushroom, okay? And this is my years of experience as a forager and as a health nut. The mushroom is there for a specific reason. It cleans up decaying and decomposing matter, okay? They usually, like the maitake mushroom I just picked, feeds off of dead or partially dying oak trees. If it's a live oak tree, the mushroom will not grow there. For every 1,000 oak trees I see in the forest that are alive and doing well, there is no maitake mushroom. The one that has massive dead branches or has a dead trunk, the maitake appears there magically. And why is the maitake mushroom appearing there? Because it's cleaning up all this debris. It's cleaning up all of this dead matter, okay? So what's happening is there's this dead matter that needs some type of defense mechanism. The tree needs a defense mechanism, or the environment needs a defense mechanism. It's the environment where something can clean up the toxicity. So these mushrooms just basically grow overnight in no sunlight. They don't need what a normal plant needs to grow. A normal plant needs sunlight. It needs lots of oxygen. There's a lot of things that are needed in a normal plant that a mushroom does not need. It's sort of like cancer. Cancer can grow in a very acidic environment, lack of oxygen. All these doctors will tell you, well, yeah, you're acid, you're acidic, and it doesn't need much air to grow these mushrooms and these cancers in your body. So you're sort of seeing the similarities now. Cancer, if you read Andreas Maritz's book on cancer is a defense mechanism. He claims that the cancer is going there, it's a fungus, and it's going in there to clean up the environment, to clean up what's happening in your body. So a mushroom, a fungus, is sort of like cancer, like a cancer tumor. It all of a sudden manifests out of nowhere. The debris is in the environment. So in your body, the waste is happening in your environment. It just hasn't accumulated anywhere. The same thing with the trees and the forest. Now, mushrooms are a very, very intricate plant. They work on this network that they spread out underneath these trees and in the forest. And every mushroom feeds off a specific type of decomposing matter, specific type of waste. So you can sort of relate that to your body. There's all different types of cancer in your body depending on where it comes. In the forest, you find a morel mushroom around a certain tree. You find a oyster mushroom on an elm tree. You find a maitake on an oak tree. You find a chaga on a birch tree. So different types of mushrooms in the wild, different types of cancer in your body. Both, again, are funguses. So Mother Nature has created these mushrooms outside to basically clean up the environment and get rid of all these toxins and get them out of the environment. Well, maybe the same thing is happening in your body. Maybe that fungus, what we're calling cancer in this tumor, is basically the same thing. It's cleaning up the environment. So how do you treat something that's cleaning up the environment? Well, modern medicine, Western medicine says, well, get rid of the cancer, get rid of the tumor, get rid of it. But that really doesn't address the cause of it, why it's building up. So the most successful cancer doctors actually address why and what's decomposing in your body, what the toxicity is, what the pollution is. Many doctors say, oh, cancer is pollution of the body, radiation, food. There's something that's going on in your body. Was it a vaccine you took 20 years earlier? Is there something that was injected to your body that's causing the pollution? And chances are you're putting something in your body every single day that's causing the pollution, like the food you eat, the acrylamides, the fried foods, the trans fats. Trans fats are a major factor. And just all this, the animal proteins, the excessive animal proteins, the excessive dairy products, the excessive extracted foods, manufactured foods that you're putting in your body are all toxic and all poison. So where does all this stuff go into your body? Well, your body needs to eliminate it somehow, and you can only eliminate so much through the skin and through regular digestion, assimilation, and through your bodily functions. So what happens after years and years of this happening? Well, they're saying, well, cancer happens. So if you go to a doctor and a doctor only addresses the cancer itself and not what's causing it, that's a major red flag that this doctor is only there for the money. Oncologists, they are one of the most not successful, they're one of the most financially stable medical practitioners out there, because for them, it's much different than a regular doctor. Regular doctors, you go, they write you a prescription for pain, they write you a prescription for high blood pressure meds or whatever they're writing you. They write the prescription, you go to the pharmacy and you get it. An oncologist, however, buys the chemotherapy directly from the pharmaceutical company, and he pays $5,000 for it. Then he turns around and charges you $15,000 for it. And then your insurance comes in and picks it up, and you really don't know what's happening. So the average cancer patient to a doctor brings in about $300,000. And if you're an oncologist and you have a cancer patient that's worth $300,000, you're not going to tell them, well, gee, there's natural therapies, or let's look at the root cause of your cancer and why your cancer is exactly happening. Because if we reverse the root cause, maybe the cancer will go away. The mushroom in the wild goes away. It doesn't. It's a defense mechanism. So if that same fungus type, that same fungus that's in your body, the same fungus that's outside, if that's a defense mechanism, can't you turn it off? Can't you stop the cause of what's happening to make it happen? Well, of course you can. And the most successful cancer doctors do that. They address the whole body. They help you to stop polluting yourself and build your immune system. So in Andreas Moritz's book, Cancer is a Defense Mechanism, he makes claims in there that cancer is not going to kill you. It's not the cancer that actually kills you. It's the therapies. It's the true death rate of cancer is like less than 2%. And he's listing all these studies about prostate cancer in men. This is the latest chapter I was reading. And how PSAs are so inaccurate. When I was, actually it was a few years ago, my doctor called me in. Marcus, you have to come in. I come in with your wife. And he sat me down with my wife, and he goes, Marcus, there's a very high chance, probable chance that you have prostate cancer. I looked at him and I said, okay, that's fine. He goes, you have to go see your urologist. You have to go do this. And he was like, really like a scare tactic. And I said, okay, that's fine. Yeah. He goes, Marcus, you're taking this so well. And I said, Doc, I don't have cancer. He goes, Marcus, yes, you do. I said, no, I don't. Your PSAs are not accurate. prostate cancer is something that comes and goes in people. Cancer comes and goes in everybody. Everybody who's watching this video has had some form of cancer cells in their body. Now, keep in mind, cancer cells, there's not something that's all of a sudden a cancer cell. It's a regular cell with a cancerous condition, which means that you have a normal cell that then gets the condition, okay? That condition can be reversed by taking, you're not have to kill the cancer cell itself. You have to reverse the condition which is causing the cancerous condition of a cell. Does everybody follow this? So you have all regular cells in your body. That cell's born a regular cell, and then all of a sudden the cell becomes cancerous. It's not born as a cancerous cell. These cancerous conditions in a cell are multiplying at such rapid rates, twice as fast as other normal cells in your body, because they're just trying to survive. They're trying to live. They're trying to overcome. They're trying to compensate for something else that's going on in your body. And if you take away the element that they're trying to overcompensate for, they'll stop overcompensating. Dr. Lorraine Day is a great read. She was on her deathbed with breast cancer, on her deathbed many nights, and she knew that what she was doing, the medical therapies, because she was a medical doctor, was killing her. So she stopped all chemo, stopped all radiation, and went the natural route. She has some really great books out there. Dr. Lorraine Day, I think it's D-A-E. Read her book if you're concerned about breast cancer, if you're women that are watching this. Very, 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 very informational. So funguses. Funguses are there to protect. Funguses are there as a natural defense mechanism. Funguses are there to clean up the environment. And if cancer is a fungus, which many doctors are claiming, then they're approaching this whole thing wrong of trying to surgically remove the tumor or trying to go in and kill it. First of all, if you surgically remove a tumor, or if you go in with radiation or chemotherapy, you're never going to get every single cancerous cell. It's impossible. It's never going to happen. They're always going to leave some in your body. The cancer cells are going throughout your whole body, especially when you have a tumor. The tumor is just where they're manifesting, just like out in the wild again. Where does that morel mushroom, where does that chanterelle, where does that specific mushroom manifest in the wild? Same thing in your body. So, super important. Treat the condition. Treat the cause. Look at the whole body. And if you read any of these alternative cancer books, you won't be nearly as scared as cancer as you might be now. Currently listening to this, a lot of people are just freaked out by cancer. You read these doctors, you read their success rates, you read their views on it. Gary Null has a great cancer protocol, Null. Go to his website, GaryNull.com. He's written many, many books, over 100 books on health, nutrition, positive thinking. And he has some very, very good success rates with cancer, and he has a great cancer protocol, so check him out. Andreas Moritz has a great book, and there's doctors all over the world. Hilda Clark, A World Without Cancer, that's a great institute down in Mexico. The Gerson Therapy, Gerson's daughter is the longest cancer survivor. She had cancer, I think, in the 40s, and Dr. Gerson used his research and his findings on his own daughter for breast cancer, and she's in her late 80s and now even early 90s, and she's the longest living survivor of an alternative therapy or just therapy for cancer in general. So do your research, question your doctor, understand your doctor, your oncologist has a financial motive, an extremely high financial motive. You take $300,000 or $10,000 profit per client, and you have several clients a day, several patients a day throughout the course of the week. An oncologist is getting extremely, extremely rich. He went to school for one thing, or she went to school. All doctors go to school for one thing. They go there to prescribe medicine. They're not going to go there to prescribe nutrition. They're not nutritionists. They don't know about nutrition. All they're taught, or the majority of what they're taught, is all about therapies, drugs, and keeping themselves in business. They're there. Everything works hand in hand. The American Medical Association, all these doctors, they have to, and the pharmaceuticals, they all work hand in hand. They all feed each other, and it's all their own livelihoods on stake. So they're only going to do what they're taught to do based upon their paradigm and their financial obligations. I'm Chef Marcus Guiliano. If you have any questions, leave some comments on this video and I'll be happy to answer what I can answer. And I'm just telling you again what I personally would do for myself, knowing what I know and done all the research that I've done about cancer and all about things that I've done to reverse my own health. If you like this video, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on.